Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to talk a bit about the history of my illness, how it started, when it started, and what I've had to deal with, and I might get a little bit into some of the symptoms that I have as well. So for all of you that know me, you'll know that this hair is not normally how I have it. I've never grown my hair out in my life, and I figured that I might as well do it now while I'm at home and have absolutely nothing to do. So I'll take a couple pictures of myself and then cut it all back off. So unfortunately it gets in my way when I'm doing stuff like this, so I'm going to put one of my hats on. So the history of my illness. Okay, this goes back to about 2004 now. I was in college and I lived in my apartment in town, and things were going alright except for some serious stress in school and also with a roommate situation at my apartment that I'm not going to get into, but it put a whole lot of stress on me. And this was about October of 2004, I believe. I was in men's chorus, and we were on our tour up in Michigan doing concerts. And the first time I remember having any strange symptom, we had finished a concert, and we were staying with host families, and it was at nighttime, and we were just relaxing and watching TV before going to bed, and I started feeling this weird kind of nervousness and jitteriness, and it made me want to be antisocial and just go lay down. I didn't really know what it was, but I remember that it kept me up kind of late that night and made it hard to sleep for a while, but it was gone in the morning and I didn't really think anything of it. And then probably a couple more times it happened. One of them in particular, I remember I was in Kroger's shopping for food and groceries, and I had picked up a can or something, and I was reading the label, and all of a sudden I got this rush of dizziness and kind of this feeling that, well, just kind of nervousness, I guess. I don't really, it was 5 years ago, I don't really remember that clearly, but I immediately was concerned because I didn't want to fall over or drop anything because it was pretty strong dizziness, and so I just stopped right there, put that the can back on the shelf, and then checked out and got out of there, and then it went away. Have no idea exactly what it was, but at that point it was episodic. It just happened kind of randomly like that, and those are the only two times that I can remember it happening. Now, about January of 2005, it became chronic. It became everyday, constant, non-stop. It would never go away regardless, except for when I was sleeping. Of course, I wouldn't feel it then. And it was just this, it was basically dizziness, and not the kind of dizziness like you're spinning in a chair or something. It's the kind of dizziness, the best I can describe it is like you're standing on a canoe in the water and trying to stay balanced, or walking across a trampoline with your eyes closed or something like that, except my eyes are open and I feel it a lot. So that's kind of what it was like. Back then it would vary a lot in severity. Some days I would barely feel it at all, and then other days it would be so strong that it'd be difficult to walk. So, long story short, I'll try and wrap as much of this into one little thing as I can here, because there's a lot to tell. Basically, I was under a lot of stress that next semester, the January '05. Like, it was my most stressful semester ever at college, and I was still getting over the whole roommate thing that had my nerves all frazzled, and it really took its toll on me. And by the spring break of that semester, I was so sick that I spent almost the entire thing, almost the whole spring break, I was curled up, wrapped in blankets, laying on the floor of my apartment in the living room with the TV on, and I was just shaking and in a cold sweat the whole time. It was terrible, so miserable. I was so dizzy that just getting up to walk into the bathroom was extremely difficult. I would run into walls. I was very uncoordinated and didn't have very good spatial recognition, so I'd like bump my shoulders on stuff as I'm moving, and very clumsy. That was very miserable. And then that kind of dimmed down a little bit once I got back into class. It got gradually better, back to being the normal dizziness and tiredness, and that continued for the rest of college, essentially. Fortunately, that was my highest stress load semester, so after that it did get a little easier. And I took curling, which was a lot of fun, as in like on the ice with the rocks. It was fantastic. So I got to do something that I actually really wanted to do, not just the monotonous academia. So that was fun. But anyway, I ended up graduating from college with a bachelor's degree in environmental science, and that was in 2006. I graduated cum laude, which I'm very proud of. I'm the first person in my biological family to even attend college, let alone graduate from college with any sort of distinction at all. So I'm I'm not gloating or anything, but I'm very happy that I managed to do that. Anyway, so once I graduated, it kind of became a quest with me and my family to find a solution to it, to go to as many doctors as possible and find a cure. And I've got to say too, after that semester from hell, I ended up moving back home in with my parents because I could barely even take care of myself. My symptoms were so strong. And that's where I'm at now. This is actually my room from when I was in junior high and high school back at my parents' house, which is why my walls are decorated in posters. And I haven't shown you everything in here, but any of my friends know that my walls are completely coated in stuff that I drew or painted, or snippets out of magazines and newspapers, or posters like the moon back here. Yeah, so that's why I'm here. Anyway, so we went to lots and lots and lots of doctors, and I actually made a list somewhere. I don't exactly know where it is, but I've seen everything. I've seen cardiologists, neurologists, allergists, naturopathic doctors, regular doctor like GP, the hospital. I've been tested for tons of different things. I mean, they've ran so many tests on me that my skin should look like a pincushion by now. I've been poked and prodded so much. And I think I've actually seen over 20 doctors now. I lost count right around like 18 or 19, so not really sure anymore, but the consensus now is that I have either dysautonomia or an anxiety disorder, and I'll get to those in a minute.